back. My name is Claire, this is Polly Put the Petal On, and today I'm going to be bringing you Deco Mesh wreath. I haven't done one on camera before, but you did see a couple that I had made in my, when I did you the wreath, the Christmas wreath thing. So I have a lovely subscriber and fellow YouTuber called Nikki Clifford, and she's interested to see how they're made. Although she did pretty well doing one herself, so I'm just going to give her a different way to do them, because there are many different variations of Deco Mesh wreaths, and I will do that as we go along. But today I'm going to do a ruffle method. Now the only thing is I haven't chosen my mesh. So what I think I'll do is take you down to the Petal shed, and we can have a look and see what, I mean, I know you can't interact with me and say, oh, choose that one, Claire, but you know, if you see anything that you like for a future one, I could do it. So I'll take you down plain. Before we go, I just wanted to, you know, in that haul, that £20 flower haul I did, I forgot to show you these. I got 4 of these as well. Four of those in that haul. And also I got a flower box. I use those anyway. And I got two 16-inch wreaths. One's a raised wreath form, and I'll show you. One's a raised, can you see? It's raised, and they're brilliant for making Deco Mesh wreaths on. You know, you've got to make it up with your pipe cleaners and stuff, but they are great because it gives you that, you know, that effect. You can still make them on these though, you know. In fact, I was saying to, I sent a little message to Nikki Clifford, and I told her, because she'd been in the pound shop, and you know, you get those ready-made wreaths with the tinsel on and stuff, and she'd been in the pound shop, and she said she was going to repurpose the actual frame. And I said to her, you can make great Deco Mesh wreaths on them, and they're only £1. You know, unpick the tinsel and the glittery stuff, and use the frame, and they're only £1. You know, so that was that. And I wanted to, because I've not forgotten my heart. In fact, I got really quite excited the other day because I was going to just fill it with flowers. Well, I'm not now. I've changed my mind up completely. Now, I was going to make, and I don't know if you remember me showing you this in the Petal shed. I am wary of the time, guys, because the wreath is quite time consuming. So I'm not going to keep you long in this little chat. Then we'll go down the shed and then I'll get to it. I showed you this wreath when I took you in my Petal shed last, and I said I was going to do a shabby chic wreath, you know, with this. When I say shabby chic, I mean a plique and cheesecloth and stuff like that, you know, ripping the cheesecloth, making rags and all that sort of stuff. So anyway, I thought to myself, I was talking to my friend the other day, and I thought to myself, why don't I do that on my heart? So very quickly, I'm going to add these ribbons. I'm just going to show you the stuff that I've got together to do that, and I'll do that next week because I really want to get this video out on this Deco Mesh wreath. And I've got these two. Now this is lace, so it's lace tulle. I've got the cream and the white, and I might use them both. Pink tulle, that's just your basic. I've chosen this, do you remember that leaf that that I got in that £20 haul. I've chosen that to go in, and I'm going to take these small flowers from these vintage coloured tea roses, mini peonies, whatever they are, and I've got this wax flower that's in bud. It's not flowered, but I have got some beautiful wax flower down the petal shed. I'm reluctant to use it though, you know what I'm like. I've got this to put in it. Can I get it closer too? Can you see? I've got that to put in it, and basically I've got butterflies. I'm not going to use all of those. I'm sorry for sniffing. I'll sort that out on the way down the shed. And I've got these shabby chic flowers. They've got lace petals, and they've got, now I've had these for years, never used them. And when I was talking to my friend, it jogged my memory, and I thought, in fact, because I've got trumpet muck all over the house, you know, secret stashes and stuff. And while I was sat there, I thought, oh, I've got this caddy of drawers next to me where I was sat, that the lamp's on. And so these were in my secret stash, as were these little butterflies. Now I've got 5 different colours of these, as was this. Now, is this called applique, or is the action of, you know, the layering and stuff, is that called applique? I'm not sure. So, or is it applique? I don't know. I call it applique. Then I've got some, I don't know if that's going to focus. Then I've got some brooches. It's going to be lovely. Brooches. So I'm really excited. I really am quite excited about this one. And I'm going to do this next week. You know. So yeah, so what we're going to do now then, folks, is I'm gonna buzz off. I'm gonna put this stuff just neatly in the pile here, and then I'm gonna meet you down there, meet you down the petal shed, and we'll have a look and see what colour wreath I'll do today. Because it's not just that, you know, it's not just choosing the colour of the mesh. I mean, sometimes I go off my ribbons, you know, but that's what it's all about. You need the two to connect, you know, your ribbons and your mesh. So, so I'll meet you down there. Sorry. So guys, we've come down here. There's a bit of a write-off down here, I'm going to admit to you, because the other week I did try to sort things out. And I've made a bigger mess. I really do need to purge and get rid of some stuff. Not my floral stuff or anything like that, but you know, I've got a basket here full of charity shop stuff that I bought from a charity shop, and I'm not using them, so maybe I'll put them back into charity. Also, you know, I've got baskets falling over. I'm not going to get rid of my baskets because you never know when they come in handy. But anyway, we're here to sort the mesh. Just wait there while because I've got one of those wreaths that I was talking about. Those wreath rings. Oh, goodness me. This is, you know, when you've unpicked those pound shop wreaths, this is the frame that you get. And these really are ideal. And also, they've got a raise on them too, which is good. So yeah, I made my very, very, very first Deco Mesh on one of these. Deco Mesh wreath on one of those. It's in the loft, and one day I'll show it you, because I'm never going to get rid of it. It's terrible, but it was the first one I made, so yeah, those are ideal, and indeed for any wreath. So let's get on with the Deco Mesh. So guys, I've already chosen my mesh because I thought I was filming and I wasn't. So I was talking about my burgundy mesh that I'm going to do a burgundy and gold. I was talking about my black and silver mesh because I'm going to be doing a black and silver. I did one a couple of years ago for a lady. I will insert a picture of it. It was absolutely stunning, and I really liked the way it came out. And I said to my friend the other day, I may do one for myself, and black and gold as well, beautiful. But like I say, you need to, what you have to do it is obviously match your mesh with your ribbons. So you know, so this is what I've done. Sorry if I made you dizzy. So I'm going to use red mesh, tartan ribbon, and gold and red and gold glitter ribbon, and that's what I'm going to use today. And I don't know what I'm going to embellish it with because all my embellishments are in the loft. Oopsie. I'll be right back. So guys, I'm back. I'm making a bit of a hash of this video today, so I apologise. I'd forgotten my rotary cutter, I'd forgotten the wreath, so I've just had to get those. And I should have inserted a picture, and I hope I did, if I remembered, of the black and silver wreath that I did a couple of years ago. Turned out lovely, and I'm breathless, just give us a sec. And now I'm going to talk to you about the tools that you need, because I mean, you don't really need a rotary cutter, but for speed they're always great to have. And so it's a blade, excuse the paint on there, so it's a blade on a on a wheel type thing, so when you're cutting your mesh. Now this one my partner bought for me, and I think it was about £12 off eBay, and it's got a spare, it comes with a spare blade, and it's the best one. You've got I hope you can see that you've got different strengths for you cutting your mesh. Now I'm going to show you which one not to buy, which is this one. I mean, I still keep it, but the wheel flies off this all the time when I use it, and this was the first one I bought, and I think it was £3 something. Just stay away from those because they're not very good. They're really not very good. So I'll just put that there for you, because I hope you can see that, because that's all that's on it. And see if you could pick it up off eBay or something like that. Then you need your wire cutters, depending on what you're doing. In making mesh wreaths, you will occasionally, depending on what style that you're doing, you will occasionally need zip ties. You get them from B&Q, you can get them from everywhere. Even Aldi had them the other week for £3.99 for a big pack, so I picked myself up some of those. Because when you do the poof method, you use those zip ties, and I will do a poof method because I love that method as well. I love all of them. And then you need your wreath. Now this isn't so much raised, it has got a slight curve on it, but I've used these before and they're just as good. and you strategically place pipe cleaners, okay, because they're going to be your twist ties. Now this is I've had to work this out for myself, because in America they have different size forms, because they use real wreath forms for the purpose of deco, so they've already got their twist ties on, you know, they buy it like that, but we're making ours up. I mean, you can buy a wreath form from Deco Mesh Decorations, and I think they're about £6 or £7. I can't remember how much these were. I got 4 in a pack off Amazon. I didn't need to really, because I've got plenty down the Petal shed. And like I say, if you go to Poundland, you can use those wreath forms there. They're just as good. And then you build it with your, and like I said to you, this is the worst part of Deco Mesh decorations, I think. Sorry, Deco Mesh Wreaths is making this. So I've had to work this out myself, because they'll use something like a 14-inch wreath form. Well, I think this is 10 or 12. I'll have to get I've got my craft mat here. I think this is 12. This is 12-inch. So for 12-inch, I'm 2 inches shorter than a thingy, than the Americans one. So I work the maths out myself, and I'm not that good, you know, at maths. But so they will use, I think in 14s they'll use 18 twist ties. Well, I've got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 on the top. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 on the bottom. So I've got what, 14 twist ties. I place them on there, and you evenly space them. So you always have less twist ties on the top than you do on the bottom. So like I say, in America, they'll use 18 twist ties, so 10 on the bottom, 8 on the top. But obviously we're in the UK and we don't get, you know, the luxury of the American products, so we have to make and do, but they're perfectly fine. You've seen a couple of my wreaths, and they're perfectly fine. What I will say, if you're doing it on, you know, the wreath that I showed you before that was raised, you will need to glue them on there, because it's only because I've gone around 2 bars there, can you see? So they tend to stay in place. But if you're just going around 1 bar, they're a bit slippy and slidey, which means that whatever you put in, your ruffles will slip and slide too, unless it's really snug. So what I would say is glue them. And again, that's the pain of having to make our own. So I'm going to buzz off, because I'm going around the other side of the table now, because that's where I do my crafting, and my craft mat is pushed to that side, and I'll be right back. So guys, I've just put the kettle on, and I've just worked out because my mat works in centimetres and not inches, and I want to cut how many did we say on that wreath? Did we say 14? Yeah, 8 on the bottom. Yeah, 14. I want to cut 14 ruffles at 25 inches. Now I'm only working with 1 mesh today, but you know, maybe the next one I'll do 3 different mesh, because I'll do my poofs in 1 mesh, and then I'll do my ruffles in another. Like I say, there's many different variations of Deco Mesh wreaths, and we will go through them in time. So I'm just going to give this a straight edge. And all you do is literally roll your rotary cutter and cut it off. So that's got a nice neat straight edge now, and I'm going to start cutting my mesh. So 25 inches, and I've drawn all these masks by myself, and I'm hoping and I'm praying that the 25 inch, because I've done 30 inches on a larger wreath frame, and obviously I've come in smaller, haven't I, with the 12 inch wreath form and the smaller amount of pipe cleaners. So I'm hoping that the 25 is will suffice. So 25 inches is 64 centimeters. So get your 64 centimeters and cut up, and I'm going to do 14 of these. So I'll do one more, and then I'll go off camera and I'll get them done, because you don't really need to be kept while I... And this obviously is going to roll back at you at some point, so all you need to do is just weight it down with something, you know. So did I say, yeah, I'm going to do this, and then I'm going to buzz off, make myself a cup of coffee, and then get these cut and come back. So, oops. So I'm back, and I've done that now. The next thing is you're going to cut your ribbons, and I'm going to cut these at 12 inches long, and I need 14 of the tartan and 14 of the golden, the red and gold. Now you can use up to as many ribbons as you like, really, but you could use another 2, you know, and do them alternately. But I want to do, for speed today, I'm just going to stick with these. I don't want to overcomplicate anything, but you can use more than, you know, the 2 ribbons. What I was just thinking there, because I was having a little panic and thinking, I hope those ruffles are long enough for this wreath form. I mean, of course they will be, but it's whether you know, it's how can I describe it? It's well, when I do it, I'll explain it to you. Quite frantic today, me, aren't I? Sorry about that. However, if it's not enough, you know, it doesn't matter, because I can go in again with, I don't know, you can choose something out of the tartan, you know, with another mesh. But your ribbons are going to hide, because it's see-through, isn't it, mesh? This is what I'm trying to say. Long-winded Annie. It's see-through. So, and I don't particularly care for it being too see-through. So yes, if it's not enough, I can go in again with a different mesh. And I've got a green mesh, you know. Is that green or is it blue? Or even a gold mesh. I've got a gold mesh. So yes, so I'm going to put you down now, and I'm going to show you how I do it. Just have a quick. Oh, it's a bit hot. Okay, so I'm going to have to stand up, and I might have to buzz off halfway through, because I get oh, it don't matter what I get, I'm a right moaning bugger. Right, okay, so I'm going to put you down. So you're going to get your roll of mesh. Let's move these things out of the way. Obviously I need this. Oh yeah, and I'll just show you as well. I got those 14 out of a full roll, and I've only got this much left, but that's a full roll of mesh, which is 9 foot. And this is a 10-inch mesh, you know, 10 inch from top to bottom, sorry. And it's 9 feet in, is it nine? Not 9 feet, sorry, 9. Yeah, 9 foot, 9, yeah, 9. Oh, I'll get the proper, it's not yards, is it? No, it's 9 feet. Right, okay. So all you're going to do, push your mesh out, okay? What you're doing is you, with your thumbs and your fingers, you're going up the centre of the mesh, okay? Can you see it? And then you've created a bow tie, and I actually think this is gonna be see-through unless I really get it bunched up. Right, can you see how see-through it is, folks? That's what it's all about. And I don't particularly care for it, but that's fine. Because when you do bunch it next to each other, it kind of curls up a little bit and gets more denser, obviously, because it's in layers. And then don't forget you've got your layer on the top. So this is what you're creating, a little bow tie. Right, I'll tip you back down. And then come on the outside 2 rings to your outside twist tie. Place it in. And tightly twist your, I mean, not mega tight, but twist your first one in, okay? And there you created your first placement. So let's go again. Up the centre. All you're doing is gathering it together. Creating that bow tie. Lifting that up a little bit to nudge this one in. Placing it down. I mean, one day I really would like to work on a proper wreath form, and I think I'm going to ask someone to treat me to it. And then you can see how your ruffles are, because they meet each other. So lift them up. Do try not to play, because I think this is cheaper mesh. So try not to play with it too much, because it will fray. And there's nothing really you can do about it. You know, some people use hot, I've forgotten what they are. They're like a burner, you know, to try and seal the ends, but it's going to fray no matter which way you look at it. So this is what you're aiming for. I'll put another couple in and then I'll buzz off. Put the bottom layer in, and then I'll come back and start on the top. So I'm going to put one more in. Up the centre. I don't think this is going to be enough. I think it's going to be quite see-through, and it's literally something that I don't want. So next one in. Quite fiddly, folks, but the result is amazing. So, you know, you can't bake a cake without breaking a few eggs. So that's that. Can you see? Right, so I'm going to buzz off. I'm going to do all my bottom layer and I'm going to come back. So guys, I've just got 2 more to go in the top, and I've also cut my ribbons, but I've got 2 more ribbons to cut. What I did, actually that's the wrong one. What I did was I wasn't liking the look of it, so I went back down the petal shed. I got another roll, plus that, it's a good job I wasn't doing this on camera, because the air was quite colourful at one point with expletives. Not many, but you know, because I broke a nail yesterday and it's right down to the core, and this mesh is burning it when I gather it up. So I've got my last 2 placements to do. So what I did was I went back down the petal shed, got another roll, and I went round the bottom again with another 25-inch ruffle. Now that's not unusual, folks, because you would use 2 different colours, or 2 different mesh, or or a poof and 2 different, so that'd be 3, I was just trying to save time for the purpose of the video, but you can't cut corners, and I didn't like the effect. So yeah, actually that was my last placement. Let's see. Yeah, that was my last placement. And can you see already this is fraying? So all you do is tidy it up the best way you can. Like I say, it doesn't matter what mesh you get, it's going to fray. So I'm just going to hold that up. Feel as if I need extra somewhere here, so I'm going to put an extra one in. And then of course, you do cover a lot of it up with your ribbon, because your ribbon's a block. I'll show you what I mean, because it is quite hard to, I've never given a tutorial on how to do these. I just do them. So getting all the correct information to you as a viewer. So that's in there. Right, so that was the last one. And, fluff them about. I feel as if I want another one in there, actually. Just going to hold it up. No, that's fine. And can you see? Can you see? But can you see how see-through? But then if I put it on the table, it doesn't look see-through. So it's going on a door anyway, or a wall, or whatever. So, and like I say, you've got your ribbons to go in. So I'm just going to cut 2 more ribbons, folks. Let me just adjust the camera. Now in America, they have, the ladies make their own tails, and it's almost just like a piece of acrylic, a piece of plastic, or even a piece of cardboard that's cut to 12. Now I'm using 12-inch ribbons, so that's cut to 12 inches, and you just wrap it over and over and over, and then they cut all the ribbons at once, and then they just dovetail them. But I haven't got that luxury, and I will get my partner to make me one. So I'm just using my craft mat and my measurements. I'm having 1 at 30, I'm having 1 at 60. Using my rotary cutter, which doesn't always work, by the way. Dovetail or fishtail, whatever. Right, so I've got all my ribbons cut. All my ribbons, tartan and red and gold. And then I'm going to start putting them in. I think what I'm going to do, hope you can see this, folks. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to alternate what goes on the top, what goes on the bottom. So basically all you do is get your ribbons, fold them in half, that's your point, crease them, yeah, make them into a little, like a little bird, just by running your fingers, because they're wired, yeah. Now, some people open their ties and some people don't. I don't. So I just put it right down into the placement and twist, and give it a couple of twists because I'm not going back in there again with anything else. So, and then just fluff your ribbons like that. Okay. Now the next one, I don't suppose it makes well, yeah, it does. So the next one, I'm putting the red and gold on the top. Fold to the centre, pleat it, and place it down into your twist tie and twist. Now I'm working upside down, so I just want to bring this back because I don't know whether I want to bring those like that. Yeah, I much prefer this ribbon. It's quite stiff. This is quite floppy to the tartan. However, it's going to look nice when it's done. So I'm going to have a little sit down, folks. So I'm going to put these ribbons in. Oh, excuse my hair. And I'll put these ribbons in, and then I'll come back with the finished product, because I've basically shown it to you. And like I say, my embellishments are in the loft. I don't know how many times I've said that. If I have said that, I know I started saying it in the shed. Excuse my hair. Yeah, so my embellishments are in the loft, and I'm going to need some help in getting them down. But I'll buzz off and come back. So guys, there we have it. All the ribbons in place. Can you see how see-through the mesh is? But like I say, there are many different variations. Now in this, I've just used the ruffle method. But there's cruffles, ruffles, poofs, poofs and ruffles, poofs and cruffles, ruffles and poofs. You know, honestly, many variations. Curls, they're nice, the curls. And so that's that. So I'll see you the other side of the table. So you've got all your ribbons going all the way around. You've got your ribbons in the centre. There's Mr. Alfie. And of course, when that's on a door, it's, you know, it's not as see-through as you think or as you see there. And also, this needs embellishing. You know, I need to get embellishments on it. Anyway, I'm going to pop off and see the other side of the table. So I'm back and I've composed myself. Definitely took it out of me, that did. It's quite repetitive, you know, plain, doing the cutting and the placements and stuff. But you can see that you do get super lovely results. I'll just take that off the stand. You know, and it doubles in size, doesn't it? Because there's your frame and it comes out quite far. So you need to anticipate all of that. So say if you were doing a 16-inch frame, you know, you're going to get a huge wreath out of it because it does double in size. Now, if you wanted to cover the back, you could get some felt and cover it that way, you know, so that you don't see the, but I mean, nobody's going to see it anyway. I don't think actually, when I first started out, I was trying to cover the back, but I don't bother now, you know. It's not overly scruffy, is it? You know, that's just your mechanics, and your mechanics are going against a door or a wall, wherever this may be going. So I'm going to sneeze. I think. Sorry. Sorry about that. I rubbed it away. Right, I'll just hang that back up. But they're really nice. You can do them in as many colours, as many styles. You do what you want to do for, you know, for your own taste. Now, the reason why I use tartan is because my mum's lady wanted a wreath with tartan in it, so I've chosen that tartan ribbon. I thought I might as well get one out of the way, you know. So I've done that, and I will embellish it. I'm not sure what I'm going to embellish. It could be baubles, it could be anything, you know. But yeah, I'm happy with it. I'm happy with the way it turned out. But like I say, on the bottom, it was a 25-inch ruffle, and then I did a double layer of it. I did a double layer because I wasn't happy with the way it was looking. And then on the top layer, I did 30-inch ruffles. And as I say, and I'm repeating myself, it's not unusual to go in with a second layer because that's how they're made, you know. I was just trying to do an easy one, you know, for the purpose of demonstration. So that's it for today, folks. Weekend is here. I'm not, but my partner is going to take our fireplace off the wall and build a new one. So we do have to pop across to another town to pick up the bonding, you know, to bond the new one to the wall. And there's a Home Bargains there. In fact, there's a Poundland, a Home Bargains, there's all sorts there. And depending on how things are and how I feel, I'm going to see if I can take a cheeky trip, because there is a few bits and pieces that I do need. So I might haul that. If it's of any interest. If it's not, I won't bother. But yeah, but I really want to go into Home Bargains because there's some there's a theme going on in Home Bargains, a Christmas theme that I saw on somebody's video, a come shop with me video, and it's something that I've wanted since last year. I went into Bent's Garden Centre. I'm not sure where it is. It's quite far from me, but my partner took me last year, and it's like high-end decorations and things. And in there they had, obviously they have themes on their trees, and almost like they've created a room for each of those themes. And last year they had this, now I want to call it a nutcracker hat. They were, and I've seen a mouse wearing them, and there was a mouse, I think it was a mouse, that was wearing them in this theme, these decorations, and I've seen them in Home Bargains and I want some. So they're tall, they come out like that, but they're tall, and there's a peak on them. They're red velvet, and there's black and white around the base of the hat, and I want to pick up some of those. And that's what I've noticed as well, guys, is, you know, for a few years now, when I see the 1 minute, someone's just come in. Sorry about that. I just wanted to welcome him home and ask him how his day was. So, because if you don't catch him when he's on the ground floor, you've lost him, because he goes upstairs and you never see him again. You know, unless there's food on the go. So I just wanted to catch him. So plus the fact he took the door off its hinges, you know, as he walked in. So so I was talking about those hats, wasn't I? And I want to call them nutcracker hats, to be honest, because that's what they remind me of, and I might be wrong. But anyway, I'm going to go and have a little browse. So that's it for today, folks, and I hope you're all really well, and I hope you're going to have a lovely weekend. Like I say, my partner's going to do the fireplace, and I'm going to be clerk of works. You know, my job will be to provide tea, coffee, and advice. But there we go. So So yeah, have a wonderful, wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week, and it'll either be a haul. If I don't manage to do it, it doesn't matter, because I'm coming straight with that heart. And then I picked up, should have shown you those in the Petal shed. I picked up some beautiful gift boxes that I'm going to do, and I have a few things in mind for them. So you know, and I will be doing some more mesh wreaths, and I'll be doing some mesh wreaths because I've decided, you know, with all this lockdown stuff, you know, and the virus, I don't want to, and we might not be able to go shopping willy-nilly, you know. I mean, we're struggling now, aren't we, with our masks and our sanitizers and stuff, and it you know, it's a crisis, isn't it, you know. So we might not be able to be waltzing in and out of shops and doing Christmas shopping and stuff. So I decided, and I said to my friend, I'm going to make some Christmas gifts in the form of wreaths. And they're not necessarily going to be Christmas wreaths either, because if anybody out there is like me, you know, you take your wreath off the door, you take your decorations down, and it's completely bare, there's nothing there. And you know, we're still in the darker days, aren't we? And the glum months. And I like, you know, the decorations and stuff. So I'll be making gifts for after that Christmas period as well, you know, because I always change my wreath out. I have a wreath on my door for every season, for every reason, really. So that's what I'm going to be doing. And as you've seen, I've got plenty mesh to be making bright and beautiful, or Christmas. I'm so nosy I am. My neighbour's just coming across the road, and I do like to have a gander out the window. I've got one there and I've got one there. That's why I always sit in this position, because these windows, so that's the front and that's the back. So yeah, I do like to see what's going on. So I really am going to close this out now. I've yammered on long enough. I hope you have a lovely weekend, and I will try and do the same, but we'll be busy and stuff, and I'll be back next week. Look at my I'll be back next week. You all take care. Bye.